Good morning, Magic players and card collectors of all kinds. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to go over my exciting night at Bloomburrow Pre-Release, share with you my pre-release kit, and talk about how my event went. I am really excited about Bloomburrow. If you haven't already seen my video about the bunny deck, please go check it out. Give it a like and some comments. It is definitely going to be one of my favorite decks, I think. And I'm excited to use some of the contents in here and some of the contents in some play boosters to help boost that deck. But for now, let's open this up. So first, I just want to go over the artwork. I think this has got some beautiful, beautiful artwork. I think Wizards really hit the ball out of the park on this one, so to speak. I love when you open this up, you get the mice in here and stuff. I'm gonna not take this apart because I'm gonna keep the box. I love this little blurb over here. The lush wilderness of Bloomburrow is home to tall tales and tiny heroes. Wielding spell and steel, a brave band of animals sets out to uncover the secrets of the valley. Adventure waits behind every leaf. Such a such a flavorful set. I love it. Absolutely love it. The box has the same imagery as the kit, which is really nice. I found that I wasn't as impressed by the Modern Horizons 3 pre-release. I was much more enthused with this. So, gonna pull out the pre-release kit, leave the artwork there because I like it in the background. We'll put it off to the side here so you can still see it, but it's not quite in the way. We got a nice little bonus there that I probably will tack up somewhere on a wall. So first I'm going to go through all the cards that I did not use, and then I'm going to show you my pre-release deck. So, black was not a solid color for me in the pre-release. I did get the Doomstar Augur, which a lot of people are going on about being one of the really good cards. Personally, I watched that card destroy a couple people. I'm not really sure it's the best. Uh, I do like Wix Patrol. That's pretty cool if you had enough cards. Glaive Dive Duo is neat. Lizard and a Bat combo. Ruthless Negotiation seemed like a pretty decent card. Got a couple of Dire Sights, Early Winter, Scales of Shade. One of my legendary pulls, Camella the Seed Miser. I'm not going to probably be getting the Squirrels deck because I don't have that kind of money, unfortunately. So, with that said, I probably will be looking to ship that one off to somebody else when prices come in and we can start trading and stuff. White, similarly, I got some neat cards in it, but not really enough for it to be worthwhile using. Couple of mice, bats, bat bird. Bat bird is actually kind of cool. Whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. But and then I got a few nice artifacts. Heirloom of the Epic, or Heirloom Epic is not bad. Uh, Bumbleflower Sharepot is okay. Carrot Cake is a really cool one. I'm actually going to probably be putting that into my Bloomburrow deck. You get buddies. It was funny. Last night, the last game that was being played, the guy just all of a sudden, oh, I hate buddies. The next bunny I see, I'm gonna run over with my car. He's so tired of getting, which is really funny because he did pretty well in the pre-release overall. I love these basic lands. The planes are really cute. I got a fish, Doomstar Augur token, and a rat crackling wit, or Ral crackling wit token. I got a couple of nice art cards too. These cards didn't make the cut in my deck. My deck ended up being blue, red, green. These are not bad cards. They just didn't make the cut for the night. The Wolverine in particular is actually a nice card. It just costs a little too much. I do like Tempest Angler. I'm thinking about putting that into my Spellslinger deck that I just built. If I can find a card that I want to pull out of it. Lizard Mercenary is nice, except I just didn't have any more lizards. I had maybe a couple black ones, no red ones beyond this one. Got some squirrels. Agate Assault and Mind Spiral are both really good cards. I actually got 2 copies of them, so I ended up putting one in my deck and leaving the other one out. Before I go to my deck, I want to say that pre-release was actually amazing for me. I went 3 out of 4 games wins, and I ended up being first place in my pre-release. So yeah, it's only my second pre-release ever, and I've never actually won any Magic tournaments officially before. So I got a beautiful set of prizes, and we are going to be opening these on my channel. I'm going to do 3 openings to spread the love, and hopefully you guys will tune in for each of those openings. 5 packs per opening, and we'll see what we get when the time comes. But in the meantime, I'm just going to set those aside. Just something to entice you guys to come to the channel later. And here we go, pre-release deck. I got Mora Trash Tactician. This guy is actually really cool. He gives you not blue, red or green mana based on how many raccoons you have at the start of your main phase. So at the very minimum, you're going to get 1 red or green because he's a raccoon. My deck happens to have, if I remember correctly, it was 6 raccoons, 4 frogs, and 5 mice. I tried to be on theme and go creatures as my strategy, which worked out really well. Might of the Meek is an awesome card if you have a mouse. This guy is really cool. I like the Offspring mechanic. If you pay 2, you can create a copy of this card. I had in my last game, in my last match, in my last game, I actually ended up winning by getting this card out, making the Offspring, and then copying both of those, which was really cool. This was my promo card for the night. He is really neat. I love that when he comes in, he taps down a creature and puts 3 stun counters on it. And you can pick to put it on your own card, and that way you get 2 cards drawn if you want. I didn't end up targeting myself ever last night. I had to keep targeting threats that were on the board. Surprisingly, frogs and raccoons and mice don't really fly. So where I struggled last night in my pre-release was definitely against anything that flew. And this guy saved my butt at least a couple times by tapping down their major flyers. There's the Mind Spiral I was talking about. I love the idea that you can gift cards in this set too. Gifting is a really neat mechanic. Heaped Harvest is a really solid card. It lets you search for lands when you play it and when you sacrifice it. Plus you get 3 life when you sacrifice it, so that's pretty nice. Shore Up is a solid 1 cost instant. It gives your creature +1/+1 hexproof, and you get to untap it. So it's a great way to Uh, when somebody swings at you and you've already tapped out to reboost your board. It also protects your main piece. Roughshod Duo is an excellent raccoon. Trample whenever you expend 4, so whenever you pay 4 mana in your turn for the first time, uh, or sorry, whenever you spend your 4th mana in a turn, you automatically get to give this ability where target creature gets +1/+1 and trample until end of turn. So it only triggers once per turn, which is the downside, but it's still a really solid ability. And I definitely used it to win the match, to win a couple games last night. Wandertail Mentor is really cool because he taps for green or red, but he also has an expend one where he can get +1/+1 counters if you expend 4. So you can use him in the early game for mana fixing, and then later on you can actually boost your his power, which is really cool. Clifftop Lookout is an excellent frog. He helped me find lands when I needed them last night, and this deck definitely needs lands. I'm running. So I originally played my first 3 matches with a 60 card deck, and my last match I cut it down to 50 cards. Um, and there's 24 lands in this deck, so it has got enough lands. This is one of the cards I ended up cutting last night in my last match. I just never ended up playing it. It's a solid card for sure, especially if you're playing a blue strategy that involves sorceries and instants. This is another one that I'm thinking about adding to my new Spellslinger deck that I just made. Three Tree Root Weaver is awesome. He gives you mana fixing. I only got 1 copy of him, but it was enough to help me through several games. I did get 2 copies of Hidden Grotto, which is an awesome land. Lets you surveil one, and you can add 1 mana of any color if you pay 1. So you can. What I was doing a lot last night is I was using one of these to feed into the other one to give me the extra color I needed when I was trying to mana fix. This guy gives haste. Playful Shove is awesome because it just deals 1 small damage, so you can hit the offspring that come out, or you can just throw it right in somebody's face, and then you get to draw a card. Lots of lands. Bramblebar Captain is an amazing card. It can target itself, which is really cool. And at the beginning of combat, target creature you control gets +X+O until end of turn, where X is its power. So basically, last night I was making this a 4/3 a lot of the time, or I was just giving 2 extra power to my big boy. This is another card that I ended up cutting before my last match. I never ended up playing it during my games. It's really neat. You can do 6 damage to target creature and 2 damage to 1 target creature token. So basically, it's a great way to wipe out someone's offspring again. But it just ended up costing too much, and I never played it. War Squeak. Now that is a really cool enchantment. It gives +1/+1 in haste, and when it comes in, you can make an opponent's creature not be able to block for the turn. So there was a lot of times where I gained a huge advantage by playing this card, and the 1 blocker that a person left up couldn't stop me from swinging for damage. I have 2 copies of that in here. There's the second one. Wildfire Howl. I have 2 copies of this in here. I ended up cutting 1 before my second game, or my last game. Um, I don't know if I ever actually cast that last night. I might have cast it once. You can gift a card, and if you do, then you can deal 1 damage to any target plus the 2 damage to each creature. Uh, I think if you gift it, actually ends up dealing 4 damage in total, which I'm not really sure because, like I said, I didn't end up playing it a lot last night, but it's still a really neat sorcery. This is the king of the deck. This card right here, I'm going to bring this up a little closer for you to see really good the artwork. I love the artwork on this. This guy here is definitely the card that won me the night. I easily won 5 games out of the 4 matches I played. with this card on the field, if not more. Um, the fact that you can mill cards and then add extra lands to give it extra power is a great. And combining it with that card that gives trample that I showed you earlier was the key to winning a lot of matches for me. Polywallop is a great card. It costs less for each frog you control, but it deals damage equal to twice the power of a creature you don't control, which is nice. Gossip's Talent. I ended up playing this to win one game last night, which is a really cool class spell. I've never used class spells before, so I wasn't sure how that worked, but it is really neat. So definitely a keeper for that. There's my Agate Assault. Deal 4 damage to target creature, which is what I pick them more often than not, and exile it when it dies. There's the Dire Drown. This one's a really good card too. Target. Oh, I didn't end up playing it last night. I ended up cutting it from my deck, but in the last match, the Fecund Green Shell is an awesome turtle. I love this card. It gives +2/+2 if you have 10 or more lands on field to everything that you own, which is great. And whenever it or another creature with greater toughness comes into play, you get to look for basically you look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you get to play it for free, tapped. And if not, you get an extra card in your hand, which is nice. This was definitely my money card, I think, for the night. I haven't actually checked prices online to confirm or deny that, but this card is worth about $15 right now, which is nice because I didn't get the holo, unfortunately. The holo is worth closer to $60, which is really cool. But basically you choose a creature type, and for each creature of the chosen type, you get to create a token that's a copy of that creature. So I only played it once last night. It was in that final match that I was talking about earlier with the raccoon that has offspring. But I got to double up all my raccoons, and that was huge. Run Away Together is really funny. Because we were playing single player format, I basically had to choose a creature on my opponent's side of the field and a creature on my side of the field to return, which actually ended up being beneficial a couple times when I played it. This Mentor is really cool. It has reach, and you can exile a creature and return it to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. If you do that, then it basically re-triggers the enter the battle effects of the other card. So I didn't actually get the combo off, but my hope was to play this with the other frog that I got, my promo frog, and then I could just keep re-stunning things constantly, was my plan. Peerless Recycling came in handy a lot last night. I didn't end up gifting it very often, but the idea that you can gift and return 2 permanents is really solid, especially for a 2 cost. There's the other Wildfowl Howl. Veteran Guard Mouse is pretty cute. When it becomes the target of a spell or ability, you get to give it +1/+0 first strike, and you get to scry 1, which is pretty powerful for a 3/4 with a 4 cost. This mouse is amazing. Whenever you target it with a spell or ability, you get to discard a card, and then you get to draw 1. So that's really neat. Good way to fix your hand. Bark Knuckle Boxer, it becomes indestructible if you expend 4, another great raccoon. There's my second Rush Shield Rampager. I ended up cutting one of them in my final game, which is really why it was funny, because when I played the double spell, it was like I had to anyways in the deck. Sunshower Druid is a great little guy. More often than not, because he's a 1 cost and I was playing him first thing, I was just basically putting a +1/+1 counter on him as he came into play, making him a 1/3. But that's okay. He gives you 1 life too. And this little froggy here gives you a card when he enters the battlefield, which is also a very helpful ability for 2. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the pre-release deck that won my pre-release event last night. I ended up going 2-1 in my first match, 2-1 in my second match. I lost 2 straight in my third match, and I won 2 straight in my fourth match. There was actually 3 of us that had 3-1 records last night, so it came down to chaos, as the store manager was saying, and chaos was apparently statistics. So one of the guys who was 3-1, I actually beat in the night. I think he was the first guy I played. So I think that helped me edge out against him. And then the other guy, I guess I just won a extra game over. But we all agreed to split the prize rather than just the person who won gets the box and nobody else gets anything, which would really suck since we all had even records. And I just wanted to shout out first off, let's shout out the store. Got Item Games, amazing place to go if you're in the area. If you're not in the area, I would still give them a shout because they've got lots of singles. Um, they have many different card games. They've got Lorcana, they've got Pokemon, they've got Digimon. I think they even have some One Piece. So if you are interested in any of that stuff, I'd be checking them out. Besides Magic, of course, they have Magic too. They've got lots of board games. They got lots of video games. But the other thing I wanted to say is um, thank you to all the people who came out to the event last night. Um, Last night's event was a lot less. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was because Modern Horizons 3 cost so much last time for the event. Maybe it was because I did better this time. I really don't know, but I felt like there was a lot less cutthroat hostility in the room last night. It was a lot more like everybody was there to just chill, have some fun, play with some cute little creatures, and jam some magic. Modern Horizons 3, it really felt like everybody was there for the prize. Like everybody was competing hardcore for the prize. And maybe I just didn't get that mentality last night because, like I say, I was having more fun. I really don't know. I did have a lot of fun with my pre-release deck. It is definitely uh, a fun little build, and although I'm not going to plan to keep it together because a lot of these cards will go really well into my new bunny deck and a couple of my other decks that I have on the go, I am planning to definitely share decks with you guys in the near future, and then you'll see all my cards. Um, so yeah, just wanted to say thanks to everybody for showing up, and for being amazing sportsmanship. The amazing sportsmanship last night was great. Everybody was really kind of like cool with each other. Everybody was honorable, shaking hands and all that good stuff. Everybody had fun, I think. And yeah, being able to share the prize at the end, even if I hadn't won the tournament, if I had only gone second or third, I'm still glad that we all got to share the prize. But the fact that I won just makes me feel all the better about sharing because I love to share with people. And I'm looking forward to sharing these with you. So please tune in to my next few videos. We'll check out the Bloomburrow set and we'll see what I pull. And in the meantime, much love to you all. From me to you, take care and bye.